Okay, we're live here, Huddle headquarters in Lofty, and Jaspar's in the house. Got the headphones on, I think. Right, well, he's going to. Troy Parker-Boers, Rob Shearwood, Pistols.
51 seconds.
51 seconds. Jaspar's all set. Is he a 5-time premiership winning mask? Or
4.
4 times, sorry.
Probably 5 this year.
Yeah.
Probably 5 this year.
Alrighty, let's get into it.
G'day, Jaspar. How are you, mate? Hey?
He's the key.
He is. Nice work. Me and Jaspar will share.
Righto. We are live here, Huddle, and we've got our special guest in the house, 4-time premiership winning Hahndorf Football Club mascot Jaspar. How are we doing, Jaspar? He's doing really. He's warming up. He's starting to get the vocal cords going. He's there we go. There,
Got a little bit of something out of it.
And Pistols, this man, Troy Parker-Boers, is not only a elite footballer,
It's an elite dog handler.
Athlete, basketball, tennis, and
Tennis?
football.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did a bit of tennis when I was younger, yeah.
Premiership winning at Littlehampton.
And Little Hampton.
Wow.
Same court as you, Goldie,
Oh,
or?
I think so, maybe. Yeah. Great to have him both.
Troy,
in the house.
thanks for joining us in the Huddle, mate.
Thanks for having
Absolutely
us, guys.
fantastic to have you. And of course, bring along the wonder dog Jaspar, who just comes out and does all the right things on grand final day.
Yeah.
So she said 4-time premiership dog.
Yeah, 4-time premiership. Just the first year, he just got him up there with me, and then I
Yeah.
was just like, oh, it's a bit of good luck.
Yeah,
Comes
it's
the
a
second year,
superstition
and then
thing,
it just
isn't it?
happened and happened and happened. Yeah. I think the first year when he was a puppy, he actually ran out onto the oval on the grand final, and my brothers had to run and chase him and get him. So
Is that 2018 against your
I reckon that
Raiders?
was 2018 against Rayleigh. Yeah.
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 So just tell us a bit about Jaspar.
We got him from
Border Collie.
Yeah, Border Collie. He's about 7 years old. We got him from an interleague game at Murray Bridge, actually. So
Well, he was just wandering around.
I was
grabbed it.
under 15s. They were just selling puppies. And,
Oh, I thought
nah,
I thought you meant you saw the dog of the day. Someone to call the one.
So yeah, I think he was the runt of the litter, and then
Yeah, and obviously you're going to be well trained with the ball sports.
yeah, he's pretty good. Yeah, he doesn't like. He's not really big food. We couldn't train him with the treats or anything. It's just the ball. That's what he's focused on. So
Fantastic. Now, young man, tell us a bit about yourself. It's, we're talking to Chris Kendall, who was just who unfortunately did play for Callington during their golden era and not play a finals game. And you, is that right? An incredible 12 premierships you've won.
throughout,
Through the grades.
I reckon it was started in under 13 gold.
Yep.
If you remember that,
Yeah,
and then
country division was it? Or
whatever. I'm not sure what it was. Yeah, and then I lost my only one in top age under 13s against Blackwood.
So you lost one grand final.
Lost one grand final, and ever since then been in one.
Wow.
Ever since.
Every year
Yeah,
you've played
every
a
year.
grand
Yeah.
final.
And then 2 years at Sturt, 16s and 18s.
Yep.
Played in both of them, and then one. Actually, I missed the 16s injured, and then played 18s and one year. Both of them, so
He's a good luck charm.
Absolutely.
And I've noticed with your sporting endeavours, there's quite a few guys who you've come through the grades with, not necessarily playing with Hahndorf right now, but are also playing in the Hills Football League, like Jordan Houlihan. You played basketball with him.
And Samuel Callens is
Yeah,
another
those sorts of guys. So
Yeah.
just tell us about all your sports and like athletics, basketball for what, the Hornets, is that right?
Yeah,
You
did
played
the
country championship.
Start off just at German Arms with the Hahndorf team, I guess, and then in the local, and then moved on to do all the Eastern Hills Hornets carnivals, which is pretty good. We go all around South Australia and play little carnivals and that. And I was lucky enough to go on to the next SA country teams and stuff. And did a bit, went to Albury and stuff.
Yep.
Usually, Jordan Eland, Samuel Callens, Jordan Shell was another one. That was all the part that I play with now. So and then did a bit of that basketball. So that was pretty good. But then got to about 18, I was just like, I was pretty obsessed with football by then. Yeah.
And with the little athletics, what were you into with that? How long did you do that for?
So did that from fairly young, and then that was more pretty much as soon as I finished school as well. Just stopped doing that, so probably about up to 16, 17. But I was more good at my throwing kind of events and stuff. I was pretty good because I was always a bigger, stronger guy, so I had that good. I was always a pretty good runner, so I could keep my own in that. But yeah.
And tennis? When did that?
Tennis.
Play tennis for?
That's probably till I was about 12. That probably dropped off pretty early. That was just something I tried cricket, never really got into cricket for some reason. Yeah.
Is there any truth in the rumour at a little Hampton used to sneak along the back of the court there and just sit in the shade there and watch
watch our young
that great man here going through the motions and play with the goat, you know that?
Oh, really?
Play with girls,
yeah, right, yeah, no.
serve volley there, no?
It's a good club. It is a good club.
Yeah, I do,
yeah.
I remember we first started playing behind the town hall.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's where I first started.
Hello.
Yeah, so
Good
and then
ball.
they've got the new courts down the road now. So yeah,
And then
that
they've
was,
got,
pretty exciting when that.
Hey, you talk about success, and I think it goes a long way to Hahndorf with their senior success, but yourself, as you noted about your success in grand finals, there's a whole lot of those juniors now playing in Hahndorf's A grade have come through the system together. I think there were some guys saying they've never lost a flag, like Cooper Nightcap and sort of guys all the way through the system.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's just success breeds success, doesn't it?
I think it was, I don't know, something about my age group kind of coming up through ever since our under 13s. We just all stayed together and all came up through the ranks, and then had always been that strong group growing up. So yeah, now pretty much all in the team. I don't think we've lost. I was looking at my under 13s premiership team, and there's I could probably name about 6 or 7 or 8 of them that have gone up, and now I'm playing with them.
So you go out expecting to win.
Yeah, well,
Basically.
I think if you're not expecting to win, then you're really not trying hard enough, I would say.
Oh, jeez.
And this year, obviously every year is different, but this year how you found it with the three brothers and the vibe of it's a younger group.
This is probably my favourite year yet, especially it's mainly my two brothers playing with them. That's probably
Because everyone expected you to drop off.
Yeah, well, that's what at the start I think
Yeah.
there was a bit of talk and in the whispers and stuff in the back of the club, and I think everyone's getting a bit anxiety about it and stuff. But I know it's kind of had a bit of confidence there behind me. I just knew we were, still strong.
Well, mate, I never doubted you, even though on our chats,
Now,
Hahndorf by 5.
on the Call of the Wild, who was it won the beanie? Sabian or
Joel.
Joel won the beanie.
They won the
The Dartfish beanie on the day.
Yeah, that was Joel.
Currie Cup final, right? And he actually expressed the same sort of thing, Troy, the fact that playing with his brothers, so he'd never done it before.
Yeah, so I've played with Joel before when we were younger.
Yeah.
And then I played with
So
Xavier.
what's the pecking order? You're the oldest?
I'm the oldest, yeah. Joel's the middle, and then Xavier's the youngest, yeah. So I played, and then played with Xavier last year, and then John and Xavier played together, but us three have never properly played together, yeah. So it was pretty exciting the first year, our first game running out, yeah. It's just.
Well, how's it about the starting midfield you were saying for the Eastern Zone Championship? Xavier was starting ruck, is that right? You were in the midfield with Joel.
Me and Joel, yeah. And then I don't know, it just worked out. The coach liked it.
Some other random was in the square.
Really, didn't notice him.
Hey, that's another thing you look at Hahndorf, just the family aspect of it. Yes, the Parker-Boers connection, obviously.
Roberts, the Leaks.
Roberts is the Leaks.
The
The Sanders.
And then,
it's just.
So I think at one point we had 11 brothers playing.
Wow, I know Kersbrook had a few.
And then we figured out out of the whole 3 teams, I think if we all had brothers playing, we could probably fill pretty much a full side of brothers.
Yeah.
If we all played,
Perhaps you should change your name to Brothers, like college sides, the brothers. Hey, does that help you? You're not twins, I know, but do you have this sort of, where each other is?
Yeah, I think just playing with Joel and stuff, he kind of knows how I play. I'm more of a in and under the ball, get the ball, bust through, and I swear every time I look up, Joel knows where I am, and I just feel that. And then Xavier, I just kind of, because he's more of a forward, we kind of know where he's. Like everyone used to joke to us training in the games, can you stop kicking to your brother and stuff? But I just felt like I just knew where he was, and then I could just kick to him. He was the first one I saw. It was always open, and so it's a bit of a joke going around the club that they said to please stop kicking to your brothers. So
hey, we're a bit concerned the other week in that Currie Cup final, because sometimes we know you, but it's always handy to pick you up by wearing distinctive things, and you were missing the headgear that day, the Tour de France gear. What was the go there?
just
You'd forgotten it, or?
I did forget it. Yep,
Oh,
yep,
really?
yep. And for some reason, I wasn't.
Seriously?
Yeah, I wasn't as nervous about it as I thought I was going to
Yeah.
be. because-
The reason for it, the concussions, or?
Yeah, so I had when I was really young, I had a
Yep.
bad head accident with a
Yep.
horse. So
Oh, very good.
probably, yeah, a lot of jokes going around, but yeah,
Yeah.
it was pretty kind of serious. So yeah,
Didn't have the lid on, you fell off, did you? Or?
yeah, I was pretty much kicked right on top of the head,
Ooh.
and they had
Yep.
they cut it open,
Yeah.
checked to make sure the brain was alright, and then my brain,
Wow.
skull was compressed down, so they had to suck it back up. So yeah, got 36 staples, got a big scar on top of my head. So that was probably my first kind of big
Yeah.
thing, and then
So
throughout just my footy got
So
knocked
just
out.
confidence stuff. And,
Yeah, now it's, I've read somewhere that there's no actually proof that helmets actually
yeah, but it's just
do any work, but yeah, it's
Stuff
kind of,
like-
Have you seen
Yes,
Have you
yeah.
seen Jason Dunstall's helmet from the
Yeah.
90s?
no,
That's an
is it?
interesting one.
Is it? Yeah.
Hey, you're talking before about your ability to burst through packs and that, and then go for the
Yeah.
runs. Has that always been a feature of your game, or what's the mindset when you're doing that? Because there's obviously some strong opponents in the Eagles football league that you've come across, but you just burst through.
Yeah, so
continuously.
I think I've just always done that.
Yeah.
As a younger, just like I said, I've always been a bigger body
Yeah.
around against like growing up and stuff. So I kind of played my game off of that, and then just growing up now, everyone's a bit the same size as me and stuff. But I've always seemed to, keep that little extra edge and stuff. But it's funny, we always joke around that when I'm in the midfield, I just kind of get tunnel vision, just see the
Yeah.
ball and just
White line fever.
yeah, kind of. So yeah,
But-
and so that's.
you've
kind
just
of-
got those midfield balls in there.
Just want to get
Yes.
back up on the chair.
Yourself,
Smart dog.
yourself,
He's got his
Sammy
ball.
Hayden and Sammy Williams, just the physical.
No,
strength in them.
I think there was one point when Xavier rocks, he's smaller than us.
Yes.
And we're all, even Dan Roberts, he's like, we're all at the same height, so any
Yeah,
one of us
is that
could
right?
probably rock anyway. So yeah, Dan's a little bit taller and Sam's a little bit taller, but yeah, pretty much all 6'3", 6'4", 6'5" or something. So I think I'd be pretty daunted
Yeah.
going against.
So how old are you now?
23 this year.
Wow.
23.
Oh,
So,
a few
I'm going to
years.
ask you the question. What, didn't like it down at Sturt, or just since you
Port-
came back?
Who was involved at Port Adelaide?
That was I did a
Yeah.
bit of a stint. So yeah, no, Sturt after under 18s they didn't see a position for me in their team. So
After you
yeah,
won the premiership?
after we won the premiership, they kind of played me as a forward more. They didn't really see me as a
Yeah.
forward. They could fit in the team. So, but then I knew at heart I wasn't really a forward. But yeah,
Yeah.
I was kind of tall, rucked as well a bit
Uh-huh.
down there, but I'm not really. A
How
ruckman.
tall are you?
6'3".
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Sorry, yeah.
So yeah, I wasn't really a ruckman or anything, and then they didn't want me, and then Port was like, "Oh, do you want to come and have a go down there?" And then that was for the last year of the reserves.
Yeah,
and then,
so top up sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that was I played a defender down there, so it's a bit different as well. So yeah, and then it just didn't really suit.
Yeah.
I didn't like defending. I liked it, but yeah, it just didn't really suit my play style either. And then it kind of was pretty hard going down to Port Adelaide. you
Yeah,
know,
a long way,
3
isn't it?
times a week, yeah, and then I'd always do deliveries on the way for Dad and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Plus, if I recall, no offence to you, the side were getting hammered. pretty
yeah,
much
I
every
don't.
week.
That was the first time I've never
Yeah, lost, yeah.
pretty much. So,
Jeez.
yeah.
You're used to handing out those sort of margins. aren't you?
yeah. So I think we came close to a couple of games, but yeah, couldn't quite get over the line.
Yeah.
So
Your junior coaches, I had a look like, I think you had Matt Cooper, is that right?
Yeah,
And
Matt-
Anthony Hill.
Yep.
Just take us through some of those guys and
So-
why you think Hahndorf was so successful for that period in the junior ranks.
yeah, so I think I had Anthony Hill pretty much under 13s growing up all the way up until under 15. So yeah, he was a pretty good coach and stuff, and he's actually one of my best mates' dads, so I got along with him pretty well and everything, and just that was kind of where our group started. He knew where most people, he was pretty good at knowing where everyone played and stuff, so I think that's why we were
Jaspar's just doing his thing.
Trying to outsmart.
get that ball.
So like Matt Cooper, Anthony Hill.
Yeah, and then after Anthony Hill, then it was
Yeah, Paul Scott.
Yeah. Paulie for a little while. That was about under 15s, I reckon. And then Matt Cooper for a bit, and then I went down to town, and then that was probably I think it was Paul Scott was my last junior. Then went down
Always
to
the
town.
man who brings structures to the game plan. Paul
Absolutely.
Scott.
Yeah,
Yes,
well, Paul
yes.
Scott was the first one that saw me as a proper midfielder, and
Yep.
that's when I kind of just like, all right, yeah, I
Away
like,
you
I
went.
like doing this now. So yeah, I want to stay as a midfielder. Yeah.
And down at Sturt, I noticed in the photo, Bruce Dawes was involved as assistant, and a few other, like Jordan Houlihan was in that. Some other guys that you recollect were in that premiership.
Who was it? Yeah, John
Andrew Coombe.
Andrew Coombe, yeah,
I forgot.
was one. Yeah.
But it was a good little group of
It was
Hills
yeah.
guys in
I
that
can't really
team.
remember.
That's
anyone.
all right. No, I'll put you on the spot there.
Can't
But
think
yeah,
off the top of my head. I have to see a photo of it.
Yeah. but that would have been nice.
But no, there was
That
a yeah,
flag.
there was a few Hills guys. It was pretty good win because I think we're undefeated all year as well. We lost a couple of them, but
Yeah.
I think that year there was 5 guys that got drafted from that
And who
team.
coached you down there?
That was Chris Trapp.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's still down.
Hahndorf man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a Hahndorf man as well. So yeah, that was pretty good. He's a pretty good bloke as well. So yeah.
Hey, any superstitions or
Yeah, good segue.
preparations that you have?
Yes.
your ruckman, he likes to wear the threadbare jocks because he's worn all his career, Daniel Roberts. So
Yes,
what about yourself?
got a
Obviously,
bit of-
the headgear, which you forgot.
Yeah,
I can't
but-
believe that.
Honestly, it doesn't matter anymore.
It's like leaving your boots behind.
Yeah. No, I do have one actually. Before every Saturday, we've got trees on our property. Got a bit of property and got some trees, and take Jaspar for a walk, and I'll just sit there and look up at the trees for a while, taking some deep breaths, maybe give a tree a hug or something now and then. Get some.
Have you
I
got a
feel like-
favourite tree?
There is one that I always make sure I touch and get a hug in. Give
Even
me
if
some-
it's raining.
even if it's raining, yeah, I'll go out, yeah, put my jacket on, yeah. I know trees are very calming, I think. I work at a sawmill as well, so.
You gain its trust.
So you've
That's
won
like
it
having
over,
a
and during the
beef
week
cattle
you
herd
don't have it
and
out.
being a butcher.
Jeffrey with the paper.
Eh?
We're not actually a sawmill anymore, just a timber
Give it a plug.
retailer.
Yeah.
So,
Little Hampton Sawmill.
Little Hampton Sawmill, yeah. Just up behind the brickworks, Little Hampton Brickworks, yeah, up there if you need timber, so.
Oh, okay. How do you enjoy that?
Oh, I love it.
Well, you actually push the stuff through the saw?
No, well, we used to be a sawmill. So my grandpa started it when he bought it off a guy actually, just as it was a little hobby sawmill, and then he bought it off of him, and then they started proper sawmilling, and then Dad took over it, and he loved it, and now I'm coming up through the ranks, and I know I've heard the 3rd generation kind of thing.
Is that
When
right?
it starts, when it gets a bit bored of it, but I've been around timber. Dad always talks about it. And I absolutely love it now. So
So you'd be able to talk about grains and knots and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, I could do all that stuff. Yeah, and all the different types
differences
of grading
between
and
the-
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, and there's so many different hardwoods and stuff. And so my favourite thing, each wood's got a different type of smell, and that's probably
Is that
my
right?
That's in,
favourite. Yeah.
behind, that's in behind Little Prancing Pony, isn't it?
No, that was there used to be a sawmill there. That was Patterson's sawmill.
Patterson's, yeah.
We're up behind the brickwork, living out the brickworks.
Oh, okay,
just
yeah.
from
Down
childhood.
towards the records.
Have
Yeah,
you been out towards
yeah.
Mount Pleasant and seen those ancient trees that are out there, like hundreds and hundreds of years old?
No, I haven't.
No.
Yeah, so I've probably driven past them on
Yeah.
deliveries before and stuff.
So
but
what's your idea of a good afternoon, Troy? Go through Kaipo
Yeah,
Forest or something?
Typo and...
well, we
Really?
I do like a Carpo Forest walk, but yeah, no, good afternoon on a work day is getting out in the truck, driving around the countryside, doing deliveries. So that's
Yeah.
probably the best part of the job, I reckon. So that's
Yeah.
what me and my brother fight about. Who's going to go
Who's
on
going
deliveries
Who-
next?
who- so who's involved? Is Joel or
Yeah,
Xavier?
Joel works
Yeah.
for me now, so
Yeah.
he pretty much does. He's nearly full time, but yeah, I'm full time.
You his boss?
Well, Dad's still the boss.
Yeah,
but
but-
when
yeah.
Dad doesn't work.
Yeah, so
yeah, pretty much, yeah. But yeah, we
Yeah.
pretty much
Yeah.
bounce off each other anyway. So
So obviously the lead up, you talk about the games during the week and perhaps what your job's going to be if you're playing a particular side. Or my job's to do this and that.
yeah,
Talk about
kind,
footy,
it's kind of Joel, our kind of funny. My brothers, we don't really like talking about or watching footy. We kind of just like
Getting out and doing it.
getting out. Once we don't
Yeah.
like to think about it, then we kind of I feel like we get a bit over it a bit. So
Yeah,
we
yeah.
kind of like worrying like I absolutely love footy and like,
Yeah.
never want to quit it, but like sometimes I think we just get a bit sick of it talking about it, so we try not to talk about footy too much, and then
Hey,
just
and
do our own thing.
well done in the state country championships, being selected for the Eastern Zone, then winning the best player and award, Rodney Maynard Award, which is named after an icon, and then of course team of the carnival being in the centre.
Yeah, it was pretty good carnival, and like we said,
And then in the squad, but
Got in the
unfortunately not
squad,
making, which is
I was a bit
Should have.
disappointed about
Should have,
that.
I
yeah,
believe.
there's a bit of politics behind that.
Should have.
yeah, should
Don't
have.
want to say too much.
No, fair enough, but we understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, but no, it was pretty.
But that was a good experience playing.
I love doing that carnival. I think my first one I did 2019, went to Port Pirie.
Yep.
And then I just loved it since then. And then 20, they didn't have it in 2020, and then 2021 was at Victor Harbour, Counter Bay there. That was pretty good because it was closer. And then this time I convinced my brothers to come. Well, convinced Joel. Xavier was going to go to the snow, but then Phoenix Lions had an accident, and then Xavier was going to go with him, so he broke his arm or something. So, and then the coach messaged me and said, "Oh, we need a ruckman. Do you know any?" I'm like, "Oh, well, actually, my brother does a bit of rucking, so how about taking him on board?" And and he was like, "Get him out to training." Had a look at him. He was like, "Yep, you're in." So that was pretty exciting doing that. But no, I love doing that carnival. 2 20-minute halves on the first day, and then 2 games, and then that big game on the Sunday. But I mean, it's a lot of footy, but I love doing it for some reason.
And it was interesting that you actually beat the side and eventually won it.
Yeah,
South
that
East
was
in the first round. But
we did, which was interesting. So that was our probably first win.
Yeah,
About,
4 or 5 years.
5 years or something. So which was pretty exciting. And then beat Murray South East.
Yep.
And then lost to Centrals. The Centrals won both games. So they got into the grand final.
Yeah.
And then Murray South East in their second game beat Northern by a lot. So they got higher in percentage and then got into the final because there's not many games, so you can't really, you don't play everyone, so you can't really know who's But so it was kind of cool saying that we beat the premiership team. So
now, as we always do, just before we do the tips, give a bit of warning. We're going to get your astute judgments on the
And Jaspar as well.
And Jaspar as well. But we just want to know a bit about Clubroom, what happens inside the Sacred Wolves. Who's the biggest pest in the team?
I'd probably say Xavier, my brother. He's pretty annoying. Funny annoying. Or Cooper Hoff, I reckon he's a bit of a pest, little annoying, funny, but funny as well. So
who in the team besides Luke Roberts, because he wouldn't do it, would you back to kick the goal to win the game after the siren?
Oh, that's I reckon.
We're only going on the hearsay of his dad, John, who told us there's no good.
I reckon Jake Westbrook, he's got a pretty good kick. Yeah, he's one of our kicks out usually in our defence, so he's pretty good.
Because unfortunately we haven't seen a lot of him this year because
he's been down at Port a bit.
So he'll be back for finals.
I think he's qualified enough plans for us, so I think he should be back. So and then probably the other one was Joel, my brother.
I was going to say, his brothers.
I reckon he's definitely got the best kick in the family.
And they don't step down from interaction with opposition players, do they?
No, so
they enjoy that.
That's
that Korea Cup final. That was entertaining.
Yeah, so Joel's he's just always been. He just gets in people's head. It's not like he's up in their face. He's very good with his words, and people get
quick wit.
Yeah, and people just get
quick on his feet.
Yeah, and he's very quick. Yeah, and people get annoyed with him, and then usually they always are trying to get him, and then I'm always the one coming through. Where is he? Who did that? And then it's pretty much just all 3 of us on that one person. So
bully boys.
Yeah.
And your relationship with Coach Matty Golding?
So
he's not worried about upsetting one of the brothers and the other one's getting their shits on with or
No, pretty good.
A lot of brothers in the team.
Yeah, there is a lot of brothers. Yeah, no, me and Goldie, I love how he coaches and stuff, and I think he knows how I play and stuff. Yeah, I've always got along with him as well and everything. Yeah, and even afterwards when we go out and party after we win a premiership and stuff, he's always got along there. So he's a good coach and good guy as well. So
yeah, and respected opponents that you know that you're going to come up against. You always think, oh geez, I better be on my money this week.
Probably Nathan Rudloff.
Oh yes.
Every time we always have a little thing. I think last 1 year it was every time we played against each other, it was we would always, it was best players both weeks.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then all the Parker-Boers, because they're all my
Yeah,
best mates. I
course.
always try and step up.
Basketball
Yeah,
and all
yeah,
that,
yeah.
eh?
Houlihan, Billy Stokes, Henry Bruce,
Yeah.
Sammy Callan, Tom Worley, all those guys. I was trying to step up for them as well. So just because.
It's a sort of situation where, as I said, we're coming, 3 minor round games left. So, the course of the season, obviously you're well versed in how to win the flags and preparation. So, does Matt Golding do that intentionally, take you in stages and gets to where you want to be, which is obviously top of the ladder?
Yeah.
Only just the one more. So now you're sort of stepping up and
Yeah, so pretty much we always say when August
football.
time,
Yeah.
that's when our finals kind of start, because that's when you want to try and step it up, and I think we have been doing that, so it's working at the moment. But usually our plan is to try and finish top and then get that week off.
I was going to say on that week off, Troy, what do you do? Do you actually have really tough training to simulate a match condition?
No, we don't. We've never really had
We just freshen
tough
up.
trainings.
Sit under a tree?
Yeah. Go for a walk under a tree. Yeah, usually do that. But no, we've never really been about flogging us. We've always been about that. We do that in our own, because we're a pretty young side. That you do extras after training stuff. We've always been about that, and usually hold each other accountable for that, which we found has been working.
Do you know where the tree went that was at Howard Lane behind the goals? You know that big tree? You didn't happen to go to the Lantern Sawmill, did you?
No.
Remember the big tree there?
Yes.
No, I don't know where that one went.
Or
Would have been nice.
the tree in the main street of Little Hampton there by the fruit and veg.
I don't know where that one
disappeared
went.
too.
No, that's right. All good.
It would have been nice. Yeah.
Just on yourself, mate, because obviously you're a pretty active guy and fit and strong, but your own sort of regime of keeping fit, you do a bit extra.
Yes.
Yeah, so me and my brothers are at a little place, Compound Personal Training. So it's
Nice.
Cooper Hoffer's brother, and he's
Bailey?
Bailey, that's it, and he's I've found just listening to him when I first talked to him about it, I reckon he knows his stuff. He's tried to focus more on kind of athlete kind of things. He's down at Sturt with doing the strength and conditioning down there and stuff. So just when what he talks about, I'm like, I really agree with you. I really like what we're doing. So me and Joe and Xavier do that during the week. So during the season, so that's been pretty good. And then
So what's that include? Extra running or just?
no, it's more just it's strength and conditioning stuff. In the gym a bit. In pre-season, it was more running and stuff. So, but now just during the season, it's just trying to prevent injury and keep that strength.
Does your training load change for you personally as you head towards finals compared to the middle part of the season in terms of how you like your body to be?
No, he's got this whole system where it's pretty much, you increase a little bit every time, but it doesn't do it too much where you're training just, stupidly, and it's just, you're getting sore after it. He does it enough to feel like feel like you've done something, but it's just nice not to, you're not sore afterwards and everything. It's just, it's just this perfect amount. He just, like I said, he knows what he's doing, I reckon. So.
We talked about John Roberts the other day in terms of what he liked eating before a match. Pistols, I think he got the spaghetti, wasn't it?
Yeah, with the extra cheese.
Yeah, extra cheese.
Have you got something that you like eating, if at all, before a match?
At the moment, it is muesli and yogurt and fruit. That's my
Tremendous.
match game. That was, I think, after that break that we had, and came out. I think it was the what was that? The Interleague. Came out after had that the muesli, and then got him best player that week, and then I was like, I'm having it.
What about Joel and Xavier? What do they like to eat?
They kind of change it up a bit. Joel's been trying the yogurt a bit, but he didn't really like that. Probably eggs and avocados, a good one, I think that's probably our main. Or baked beans, that's another one.
Baked beans. Love baked beans.
Yeah, baked beans, we love baked beans. So.
And we just want to ask you before we get into tips, who's the mirror man at Hahndorf? Used to be our mate Nicky Ingram that came over. Remember who's going to look really nice when they go out? On the track, at training or the match?
That's a good question, actually.
Must be a few.
Yeah, definitely. I've seen Luke Roberts look at himself before.
Well, there we go. That answers the question.
I reckon that's probably the main one.
So at least someone would have been able to get around the mirror for the last 6 weeks because he's been away.
That's true.
Get the tan.
All right, we might get, as I said, your astute thoughts here, Troy, on the this week's coming matches down at Country Division.
Jaspar as well.
And Jaspar.
Just what Jasper thinks.
If you think someone's going to win, Jaspar, just bark. Yeah. All right, the Country Division, because 2 rounds to go, so they've sort of based on
what is it?
when
1
they've
play
finished.
2, 3 play 4.
Yeah. So
Jasper's just warming up.
so we have 1 playing 2. So this is a good prelude to the finals. Troy Kangarilla playing Gummeraka, bearing in mind it's at Kangarilla. Bearing in mind Gummeraka, if the only 2 losses they've had,
Against
Kangarilla
Gum.
is being back to Gum. So thoughts?
One versus
The Magpies, you got to go.
Yeah, I'd have to definitely. Yeah,
Cousins
definitely.
from North.
Magpies. I have to be the Magpies. Yeah, either way, that's fair. Like I said before, I don't really follow much of footy, so probably go off with what I've just heard.
Guns,
definitely
easily.
Gummeraka then.
Oh,
Guns,
easily.
So from how long? How far back, boys? 6 weeks
No,
ago?
but Kangarilla, I think they're on a mission from God after last year. Just missing it, being minor premier. Looks like it's going to be the same scenario. They're missing the grand final. I just think there's something about them this year.
Well, I
Kangarilla.
noticed Kangarilla, majority of the filming for that show on the ABC after Toast has been
Yes.
down at Kangarilla. So
That's
it's all
true.
been happening with Eric Thompson.
Well, he's got Eric Thompson to run out.
Yeah. Anyway, that's a segue.
I reckon Kangarilla, because I'll be pretty keen to get the monkey off the back, or the magpie off the back. So I reckon Kangy, you know.
All right, we'll split it. I'll go Kangarilla as well. So that's 2
2 each.
Next one.
All right, your boys, 3 plays 4, so 4 plays 3. So Ironbank hosting Meadows.
Is that at Ironbank?
And
is
Ironbank
it?
hosting, yes.
3 versus 4.
They weren't very good last week.
No, last 2 weeks have been a bit disappointing.
I think the young kids are getting tired. I think Meadows.
All right. Meadows got a few injuries.
Meadows. John
Injured
Crocs
Cruz
last year
on
too.
his shoulder.
I'm back in Meadows.
I mean, it's. I don't know what you boys saw against Gummeraka, but Birdwood let Vandermeer kick 5 or 6 last week. They weren't worried about him. There's just no other goal kickers.
Yeah,
Ladsy had a
so
shocker.
the eggs are in one basket there.
Ladsy had a shocker, and he's my mate. And
All right, there you go.
there you go.
Straight to work.
I think Meadows.
Meadows for me as well.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the battle for the 5th spot.
Yes.
So Mackie have been in the 5-6 round 1.
They'll be training right
Lost
now.
last week. They would be training right now.
At
Probably see
Mackie?
them on the way home.
Yeah.
At Mackie.
So they're hosting Birdwood, who've displaced them on percentage. So winner takes all with this one, Robbie.
Birdwood were pretty good last week, I'll admit. Birdwood.
I reckon Burwood, Brandon Ashby pulling them through.
There you go.
Yeah, they're coming on. Froggy and Barchi will have them for. I think Mackie. They'll know the ports of the game, but I think Birdwood.
Birdwood for me.
And the final game, well, this is 7th and 8th. Kersbrook. Funny we're talking about a side 7th spot. Last year's previous. Kersbrook hosting Torrens Valley.
20 goals. They'll win by 20 goals. Kersbrook. It's sad.
I'll probably have to say Kersbrook then as well, yeah.
Yeah, it is a bit sad because forfeiting the B grade last week. So just the whole thing, the competition. How are you going to make money last week? Gummeraka, 1 game of footy. You don't sell a lot of pies. You don't sell a lot of beers.
No.
Kersbrook for me as well.
All right, now Division 1, where it's all happening.
Yep.
And well, Loberthorpe, Sus lost last week, which they wouldn't have. Probably be happy with that. But they're hosting the Raiders.
If they lose that,
Yeah.
But someone said too old, too slow. I don't know.
A lot of people have said that about a lot of teams.
Well,
They did it against Loberthorpe 2002, remember?
They did, Tubby.
So,
Kersbrook back in the day.
Loby's got to win that, surely.
Yeah, I reckon Loby, I'll get some
Yeah.
bounce back, I reckon.
Yeah, Tigers for me.
Loby for me, but we'll get to the Devils shortly. But the pressure they put on Loberthorpe last week was impressive.
Now Barker hosting Nan Brimmer. Nan still holding on with a chance. Bear in mind they beat Mount Barker last time. Duncan Rogers kicking goal after the siren. So this time it's out at the Summit.
They'd be disappointed with that. Pistols, they were 26 points up.
Mount Barker looking for a top 3 spot. Just holding on in percentage at the moment.
Are they above your rating?
Yeah.
Mount Barker quite easily.
Yeah, I reckon Barker.
Is it going to be fine or what?
How's
Who knows?
Jordan? Is Jordan all right? He had a little bit of a break. Is he?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know Mount Barker have been hit with pretty hard
Yeah,
injuries. So,
few of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I think Andrew's a bit upset about that, but I reckon they'll get it.
Yeah, they're just such an enigmatic side. They should be better than what they are.
I watched the game first half and I turned it off.
You thought they were home?
I thought they'd win easily, and then when I saw, you're joking.
I think Mount Barker out there.
Mount Barker for me?
Yeah.
All right, Achunga still with a chance of the finals, and also Mount Lofty need a.
They'll have to be
They've got to
home.
win their last 3 games, and particularly against you blokes in the last game, so it could be tough for them. But there will be a ringed-in game called a wild game. Achunga hosting Mount Lofty. Robbie?
Chunga's 6 at the moment.
Yes.
1 game out.
1 game out. 2 games out.
2 games out.
They could be 1 game out if things go to plan for them. And Nan as well.
I picked Lofty last week too.
Yeah, I know you did. Yeah,
I
you're the
picked them
man.
3 or 4 times.
I read on somewhere that you're the man.
Ash Eckerman's playing well.
Mr. Football.
He has been playing pretty good, I reckon. So
Yeah, I'll go Lofty. I like boards. I like the boys.
Yeah, see,
I'll go
Lofty
Lofty.
lose games that they...
Yeah, I know,
they
they
should have been
lose
the Chunga
games they
first
should win.
time round and lost by a couple of points, which has
They're
been...
kicking the gear.
No, they'll go. They'll go.
Yeah, Simon Quinn will be back in charge. He was missing with some other commitment. Eckers is a good man. He said you're a good man. So I'll give Lofty a chance as well.
Yeah.
Troy?
I'm kind of torn because we played a Chunga the week before and they, did a pretty good effort against us. I thought, but then I do like the way Lofty play. So, and then they won last week, so I reckon Lofty probably.
I'll go Lofty just.
All right, in the final game, and you would have gone home a little bit sad for the first time in a minor round game since about 2018. Back early in the season, Blackwood beat you over there at Windy Hill a couple of points. So
that was my
this
first,
week it's the
first
rematch.
Senior game I lost as well. I think I
Really?
was 60-0, and then that was my.
Really?
You were 60 and
I
0.
was 60 or something like that.
So you're what, 60-1 now?
It's probably 70
70 and
now or
one.
something.
Did you have to do a double take on the scoreboard?
It was a questionable umpire call.
Now, interesting stat when we were at Gumaraka, Roger Sweetman, past Gumaraka and also played for Logie Champ, and he was telling us in Colts time when he was playing Gumaraka, he won 72 games on the
In a row.
in the Colts, like coming up through 13s and 16s back in the day, but 72
On the trot.
That's pretty good. Like Hahndorf, pretty good record too back in the day.
64, I think.
Anyway, can Blackwood upset the Pies again?
Not a Haley's hope in hell. I picked you last week by 152, didn't I?
You did.
So
That's
I
why you missed the
reckon
football,
you'll
Rob.
win by 80.
Don't mind that.
There we go. It's at home, isn't it?
Yeah, at home. Yeah,
Yeah.
got a
80.
bone to pick with them. So
Yeah. If they go, hang on, mate, they've got a bone. So I'll go 120.
Well,
Jaspar bone.
yeah.
Well, you've been having trouble with them during the day on your postie rounds, the swooping magpies.
Magpies,
They
yeah.
get a little bit
Bastards,
narky when
little
things go
buggers.
against them, and obviously, as you said, a bit of a beam
Yeah,
in
you
the
can tell
bonnet.
it's gonna
And,
get stung by that.
I'm
Yeah.
sure
I
that
reckon we saw them last year. We called the game there last year, and they didn't kick a goal.
they
until
kicked a goal in the
quarter.
last quarter,
Yeah.
about the last 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we kicked
yeah.
about
So
26.
This is on there. You've got to be focused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think the message this week will be revenge from Matty Golding.
Definitely.
Not that you guys would need any motivation.
No, I think just
Sitting
around-
under the tree, eating your muesli and your fruit and your yogurt.
Yeah.
I reckon they'll be like one of those logs up the sawmill, mate. You just chop them up. And it,
Oh, that's a good play of words there.
So you're the pies too?
Oh, yeah, I'll go the pies.
And you can pick yourself, mate.
Nah.
You don't have to be hungry. You don't have to be. So,
and what do you reckon, Jaspar? Jaspar goes to footy every.
Should we get him back on
Yeah.
the chair just for a final sign?
hey, who's Onkers playing? We haven't done that.
Oh, sorry,
One more. That's right, we're getting Jaspar up here.
Wonka Valley, sorry, Rob. Very. That's why you missed the football. Wonka Valley.
Hey?
Sure, no, we're not forgetting him, but Wonka Valley hosting Uradler. Because important game for Uradler, they're still in the mix for the double chance.
At Uradler?
At Onkers.
At Onkers?
Yeah, Balwana.
You'd have to say Uradler.
Yeah, I reckon you're able that.
Yeah.
Old man used to play
Yeah.
there, and
Yes.
he reckons last half of the season they always.
Yeah. No.
Starting to kick in the gear.
Yep.
You got some mates out there, don't you? Is it? Do you get along with Tommy Jet?
Yeah, yeah. more Cooper
Son-
Knight.
Cooper Knight, yeah.
Son, but yeah.
Yeah,
Cooper,
son, son of, yeah.
Probably Nathan Rudloff was probably
Yeah.
just his partner's parents, pretty good friends
Yep.
with my parents. So
Now,
that's how I know you.
Big Otto.
Big guy.
He,
Yep.
he played a few flags for
For
Radler.
Radler, yeah, he
Ruckman.
did. Yep,
Oh,
yeah,
really?
big Ruckman. So I
Yeah.
think he
Hello.
started down. It was at Balaclava, then went
Yep.
to town for a
The
bit.
Mighty Packers.
Yeah, and then came up. I think when got the sawmill, and then
Yeah.
had a few friends at Radler, and then
So you went to Littlehampton Primary School?
I did go
Yeah.
to Littlehampton. And that's how I kind of got into the Hahndorf. It was the Hahndorf Littlehampton
Yeah.
juniors back in the day. So that's how I
Robbie
kinda,
Wild.
Yeah,
He
that's
said
how we.
yeah.
That's how he went there. So yeah.
So does the Big O still follow footy much at your age, or is he obviously
No,
Hahndorf
just,
these
yeah,
days?
all just so they mum and dad when me, John's dad used to play in 3 different teams. That
Ah.
go to all games. And, yeah, love watching us.
Actually,
So watch Saving first, then Joel, and then straight shoot up to me or
I
vice versa.
I can relate to that, having 3 sons, because
Yeah.
all different age groups, and just Saturday morning was just a nightmare going here and there and everywhere. So great to have parents who
Yep.
do
Oh,
that
it's
sort
awesome.
of stuff, mate.
It's been,
Drop you.
yeah, I absolutely love it. I'm so thankful that they.
And as you
what
said,
they've
this would
done.
be absolutely something superb if they get to win the A-grade flag and the 3 of it together. Like
Yeah,
something you've
definitely,
never done,
that'd
that'd be fantastic.
That would be that's
Just bring
our
something
main-
different to the celebration.
Oh yeah, definitely yeah. So I don't think there'll be much sleep if we
Yeah.
do get it done this year. So yeah.
Does the dog stay awake all night, like when you
Yeah,
celebrate?
Jaspar go to
Oh,
celebrations?
he would if he could, but
Yeah,
he
he's a dog.
yeah that's
Oh,
what
yeah.
Get extra
fan,
treats, mate. Oh, he loves me.
Yeah.
I reckon he can smell Kingsley. And, hey, I take a photo. I'll get him jealous. Yeah.
So he's going for his 5th flag.
5th flag this
Fifth
year.
flag.
So.
Does he
Wow.
have a spot he likes to watch the games, or
Yeah, he's got his own little deck chair actually that he
Yep.
sits up on in, and when he gets
Next
a bit
to Maddie?
bored, that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, next to mum and dad, yeah,
Hey?
they've got their little chair set up, and he's yeah.
Actually, you got the goat, Perling, and D Rob with 6, isn't it?
everyone? Yeah, everyone's
Yeah.
6.
6, and Jasper should be
He's
up
on
there.
5.
He's got
Yeah, he's
5.
on fire.
About to be 5, yeah. So.
He's going to overhaul BJ, and he's better looking.
Yeah.
Much better.
And better behave.
Oh.
All right, Troy, thank you very much, mate, for coming.
Thanks,
We
mate.
really
Thanks very
appreciate it.
much,
Thanks for
mate.
Jasper, and all the best for the
Thanks,
rest of the
Jasper.
season, mate.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Well, that's been it. Another Huddle Reform.
Boys.
Very good show, Rob and Benny.
Yeah.
And don't forget, Saturday morning, our second last
yes, on the brief.
Saturday brief, and big name coming in.
I'll let him know.
We had a great time last week. John Roberts will continue the AFL theme, and Neil Nugget Hine will be in the house.
Yep.
So the original,
A full hour with no.
yeah, original Bear. So we can talk about the Brisbane Bears, Christopher Skase, all that sort of stuff. So looking forward to that from 11 o'clock on Saturday. But and don't forget to Call the Wild on Saturday afternoons, which they're coming to you from a
Final
chat.
word from Jasper.
So Jaspar, got a word for us?
Tremendous.
I
On
don't
that
think you hear
note,
that.
Has he got a favourite? If he's got a favourite tree that he does?
No, he doesn't have a
He
favourite
doesn't
tree.
come and cock his leg, does he?
Yeah, that's
While
what I
you're
mean. Your
sitting under
favourite
the
tree while you're hugging?
I hope not. No,
Eh?
I think I have caught him once. Jasper, get on.
Fantastic. All right, thanks for joining us on 88.9 FM and also on our simulcast. We'll catch you next time. Keep chasing your goals and go hug a tree.
Alright.
Dear. Right, Benny.
Good work.
Yeah, good stuff.
Thanks, big fella.
It's alright.